moving on to the Asian Who's Who Awards, I think, because the prediction that the British economy is on the brink of recession is gloomy news, but it's not just Britain who is feeling the heat from the downturn. Across the globe, the effects are being felt. And tonight, we have the Asian Who's Who Awards in London, the annual Asian Awards, which is a gathering of Asian business tycoons and politicians. My colleague Matthew Onrolawala is at the Dorchester Hotel in central London, where it's all been happening. Matthew.
Thanks very much. Well, the evening here dominated so much in terms of the discussions about the economic figures we've had today. Let's continue those discussions. I'm joined by two guests now, Ashok Patel from the company Travel Pack with a £60 million turnover, and Rajesh Agrawal from RationalFX, a company listed by the Times as one of the 5 fastest growing companies in the country. So thank you both of you for being here. First to you, Rajesh. Clearly you've been doing well. Just explain how.
It's very simple. I'm offering the best service to the customers and try and save them as much money as possible.
And essentially your line of work is foreign exchange. So where are you finding a niche in the market that others perhaps are not?
I always say, and I hate to say this, but we are a result of banks' inefficiency. We are undercutting the bank. We buy the foreign exchange directly from the bank, from the markets, and work on a very low margin and pass on the price benefit to the customer. So really and truly, we are doing something which banks can do.
And have you noticed within the whole banking crisis there clearly be more work for yourself?
Yes, absolutely, because people are more conscious now. People want to save more money, and there is clearly a demand for companies like ourselves who can actually offer them a better service and better foreign exchange rates.
Ashok, let me bring you in, because of course travel would be a sector that ordinarily you would take a guess and say it would have been hit by the events of what is going on at the moment. Is that the case?
Yeah, actually, not really, but you know, British, whether gloom or doom, they like their holidays. And people do plan their holidays, and they definitely like to have a week on a beach, actually, in spite of this financial trouble.
So far, with all the crunch, you've not noticed any sort of fall-off?
It was a slow start, but now people still need a holiday. I think enough of bad news every day.
And you hear, I mean, earlier in the week we had Mervyn King, Governor of the Bank of England, saying it's going to be a long haul with the economy. You must be nervous that actually you may not have taken a hit so far, but if this goes on and people begin to feel it get tighter and tighter, that at some stage it will have a knock-on.
Yes, absolutely true. Actually, if it gets longer and longer on this tighter credit crunch, yeah, it could be very difficult.
And for businesses then, what is the sort of best help that you want from any of the authorities?
Well, the best help is slightly better interest rates, help on big corporates or big companies paying your bills in time. That should all help, actually.
So a cut in interest rates, I mean, that's much talked about. It seems almost inevitable, but how dramatic? I mean, it was interesting, Vince Cable today was talking about, let's think outside of the box, let's have dramatic cuts in interest rates, not just tinkering around.
Yeah, that should help, actually, basically generate more cash in the market, actually, with better interest rates. That should be very useful. You know, people to spend more money, you know? And more people spend, actually, that's better for economy generally, you know? I know people talking about spending is difficult, but I think people need to spend money to generate economy, you know?
So spend the way out.
Spend the way out. Yeah, I think that's the best way out, actually.
Okay, well, Ashok Patel and Rajesh Agrawal, thank you both for joining us here through the course of this evening and the events here. Well, it is just about wrapping up. They've had their dinner, the awards have been made. Now it's back to you there in the studio.